Namaste, everybody. How are you? My name is Len. I'm here in the foothills of the Himalayas in Shimigao, Nepal. This is my old friend Dagal Sherpa, and I am making this video because I've known Dagal for 30 years, since he was 5 years old. I was a student in 1995 in Nepal, and I keep coming back every couple of years. I go on a trek, I visit old friends, and I just love being here. The reason why I'm making this video is because Dagal is a great trekking guide. And my idea is that I would love to connect people around the world who are coming to Nepal, who want to go on a trek, who are searching and doing the planning for their trip, but they're also, of course, trying to save money. So there isn't really, these days, it's different than it used to be, but there isn't really independent trekking. In the main trekking areas in Nepal, in Solukhumbu and Manaslu, and in the Annapurna Base Camp and Annapurna Circuit area, all those places are various conservation areas, and partly to stimulate the economy as well as protect the environment. You can't just independently hike in those places anymore. So the government requires you to hire a trekking guide, and often, hiring a porter is also great. They carry your bag for you, you're helping the local economy, and it enables you to just put the focus on carrying a day pack with some water and snacks, a little bit of clothing, and just relax and enjoy your trek more instead of really, carrying a heavy bag, even if that's what you're familiar with backpacking in your own country. My desire in this video is to introduce you to Dagal, and I'm going to put his contact information in the description of this video so that you can reach out to him directly. But the idea is, instead of paying an agency a lot of money, you can communicate directly with Dagal. Dagal speaks English well. Namaste, Dagal.
Namaste.
How are you?
I'm good.
Great. So he's a great trekking guide. He's been in all of the main areas trekking before, like I said, in Manaslu and Solukhumbu and Annapurna area, and we're here on the edge of the Rawaling district, which is a little less popular as a trekking area, but is also a well-worn path. His home village, which we're sitting in right now, we've got a bunch of I put this here, just some of the sag and vegetables from his garden. But my desire is to help people from around the world who are planning to come to Nepal and want to go trekking to get directly in touch with a trekking guide and bypass an agency so that you're not paying more money. Dagal works for various trekking agencies, but it's not necessary to go through an office where, as you can imagine, you're just paying more money for that stuff. Dagal is an experienced guide. He speaks English well. He's a total sweetheart. And he's just a great dude. And like I said, I'm going to put the info in the contact. So, we communicated through WhatsApp. You can certainly communicate through email. He can set up the transportation to the beginning of your trekking route. He can give you information to prepare at home about getting your passport photos and passport copies so you don't have to waste your time in Kathmandu doing that kind of stuff. When you go to these various conservation areas, you have to get a permit. Usually that's on the drive up. And these are the kinds of things that he can help you sort out to save time, but also to arrange your transportation. The cheapest option is to take the local bus, which is a great cultural experience, but it also takes longer and, it's just a different thing. If you can afford it, you can hire a Jeep, and then there's kind of the next level up that's like a Land Cruiser, and those will pick you up at your hotel in the morning and, take you to the same place. But, of course, you pay more money and you have a little more control over your experience. It's more comfortable, that kind of thing. And that's the kind of thing that Dagal can help you out with. A good trekking guide like Dagal is calling ahead of time, especially in the main trekking season. He's helping you to make your arrangements so that he's booking your beds ahead of time, because during the main trekking season, you'll arrive in a village, there's a couple of lodges, and you don't want to end up sleeping on the floor in the dining hall where they're helping to accommodate you so you don't have nowhere to stay. You want your own room, and a good trekking guide is making those arrangements for you ahead of time. And also, the trekking guide is just helping you to navigate the cultural landscape, looking out for you, helping you to stay healthy. He's been working with trekkers and foreigners for a long time, so he understands about water and toilet paper and clothing washing, altitude sickness, all the kinds of things that you're concerned about but need to know about, and that someone like Dagal is acting on your behalf. Why not? Mm-hmm. To really help smooth your experience, save you money, etc. Dagal, anything you want to say? Doggle speaks 6 languages. He speaks he's a Sherpa, his Doggle Sherpa. He speaks Sherpa language. He speaks Tamang, which is another ethnic group here in the hills, in the adjacent villages. He speaks Tibetan, Nepali, English, and Hindi, which is just amazing. He's worked in other countries abroad. His wife has summited Everest. He's got a beautiful young boy who's going to school in Kathmandu. I've known his parents forever, both his parents and his grandparents. And we are now, after our awesome trek up in Rawaling, staying in his village for a couple days. They have kind of like a village stay program that I'm trying to help them get going, which is nothing more than helping people who want to have an authentic village experience local Nepali culture, Sherpa culture. Whether you're trekking or not, it's just a beautiful village to come stay in. They've got awesome garden, all this organic produce. They're bringing everywhere in Nepal. They're bringing rice up from the plains and the lower altitude. They don't grow rice up in the mountain villages, but they're growing their own potatoes and cabbage and pumpkins and sag like spinach and onions, and it's just beautiful. They have, the village is surrounded by forest. They've got the monastery. Many of these buildings were destroyed in the earthquake 10 years ago, and they've been rebuilding. But here at their guest house, they have Wi-Fi, which is crazy. They have a sweet bathroom that has electric water heater. It's nicely tiled. They've got hot water, and it's just a killer place if you're coming back from, on your way to trekking in Rawaling, or coming back, or you just want to come up here and spend a couple days or a week or whatever. They make awesome food. The people are super sweet. They speak, some of them speak English well. They can take you down to the river and around the village, drinking tea, seeing all this, making fences and other things with bamboo weaving, and just understanding the local culture about the agriculture and the forest and medicinal plants and so much cool stuff. So both Doggle as a trekking guide as well as a village homestay up here. I'm going to put all the contact info in the description. I highly recommend it. Reach out to Doggle, he'll help you, and he can also help, in Kathmandu, and just having a more authentic experience, connecting directly with someone that's not inherently like a commercial relationship, but getting to know a family and having a more authentic experience that's not just passing through for one night where you show up exhausted and you're dirty and you're like, I like it here, and then having to leave the next day, but instead having the opportunity to hang out and relax and take a hot shower and eat delicious organic food and experience a beautiful village. So I highly recommend reaching out to Doggle if you're coming to trek in Nepal and would like to hire a trekking guide. Let me see. It's 2024 for a guide and a porter. I was with my son. We paid about $50 per day for the two of them. These are just very round numbers, and this will change over time depending on the fluctuation of the Nepali rupee. And then it cost us maybe $25-30 a day for a place to sleep at night, lunch and dinner, a couple cups of tea, some hot water at night to take into our sleeping bags. So somewhere around $30 to $40-ish US per day. He helped us arrange the private transportation to get up here, which was well worth it to me in terms of just not showing up at the bus station in Kathmandu at 5 a.m, a little more direct. We stopped whenever we wanted. We picked up some snacks. I saw a view. I wanted to stop, that kind of thing. So I hope this video is helpful. Doggle G, I'm going to put his info. G is just like a respectful suffix that you put on the end of a name. But I'm happy to help him out, and I couldn't recommend him enough if you're coming to Nepal and want to plan a trek. Right? Did I miss anything?
Ekdam.
In English style.
Everything is done.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Make it happen. Namaste.
Namaste.